What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Anna Does Icons. Today we're going to make this Squircle trash can icon. I'm going to show you how I made it. So these aren't normal key lines that you'll use every day, but just note these are key lines that I'm going to be utilizing for this icon. We are going to start with building our Squircle. I'm going to zoom in. This is the Squircle that we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to start by pressing O and make our 24 by 24 pixel circle. We're going to align it to the center. The next thing we're going to do is go into edit mode by pressing enter into our circle or double clicking. So now that we're in edit mode, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the Bezier curve. As you can see here, it says no mirroring, but what we're going to do is we're going to press Command and Shift. And what that's going to do is when we grab it and drag it around along the pixels, it's actually going to say mirror and angle in the design panel. And we're going to pull it to 2 pixels away from the edge. So as you can see here, there's 1, 2 away from the edge. And we're going to do that with every single point. We're going to do that for the rest of them. So we're going to do the bottom one. We're going to do the bottom one to 2 pixels, 2 pixels, 2 pixels, and they're 2 pixels. And they're all on the pixel. As you can see here, it's on the pixel. It's on the pixel. This side, it's sitting on the pixel. And because you pressed Command Shift and dragged it, it's mirroring the angle and the length on each side. So you don't have to manually go in and tap on that. Now we have a Squircle. What you can do next is you can press Shift X, and now we have an outlined Squircle. So for this, we are going to make all of our icons, or for this specific icon, we're going to make it 2 pixels. So we're going to change it here to 2. And we're going to make it black. I'm going to make this 20 by 20. And now I'm going to move it down to the bottom to make it the trash can. Now we have the bottom of our trash can. What we're going to do next is we're going to make the lid. In order to make the trash can lid, all I did was take the pen tool, make a straight line across all the way to the other side on equal points. I then rounded each of the endpoints. I put a point directly in the center. I dragged it up. I then rounded the corner radius for that point. With this lid, what I did was I've obviously played around with a little bit. What's really important here is to ensure that it's sitting on the pixel. So I also wanted to make sure that I captured that curve. So I'm just going to play with it a little bit so you can see what I actually did. So I pulled this up and I pulled these down on the sides, each of the ends. So each of these ends are sitting on the pixel, and this center point is also sitting on a pixel. So this is how I rounded the top of the trash can to ensure that all 3 points are sitting on a pixel and it still has that chunky feeling. Again, this is something that I had to play with. It's not the first time I put it down, so feel free to play with your icons as you're building them. The next thing I did was build the top of the trash can. So in order to do this, I did Command C, Command V on the Squircle. I actually made it skinny and I brought it up to above the trash can lid. I believe I had it there. Looks about right. And so I took the Squircle, I made it smaller. As you can see here, it's perfectly centered. And what you do in order to keep this live is I am going to subtract this. So I'm going to take the Squircle and I'm going to press Command C, Command V. So I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to press Shift X, and that's going to set it as a fill. And I'm going to press the right bracket, so it's going to set it on the top of the layer. Now I'm going to select and hold Shift to the trash can lid, and I'm going to subtract the selection, and now I have my trash can lid. Super simple. The last thing are those little trash can sides. So I'm just going to press the pen tool again, draw a simple line, put the point in the middle, take the point, turn on the quarter radius really high. I press Command C, Command V. I press Shift H, and then I drag it to the other side. So now I have the same exact line on the opposite side. Now we have the trash can that I had built before. Super simple Squircle trash can, super easy to build. It's just a bunch of lines. The hardest part is building that Squircle. But once you get the hang of how to build that Squircle with the circle, the rest is super simple. So thank you so much for joining me today building this Squircle trash can. Have a great day.